Okay, so it's recording. All right, so let's start. Okay. All right, so let's let's do this. So we can start with all right, just give me one second. Okay, so when you see things written like this, these are algebraic uh, equations. You have 2x equal to 10, 7x equal to 10, 2x equal to 18, 7x is equal to 14. These are algebraic equations. So the question asks, which equation does this set of algebraic tiles represent? So you have 2x equal to these numbers. And what are these numbers?
Actually, I'm not seeing anything on the screen.
Okay, all right. We can change that. Okay, so now you can see. All right. So x times x, which is 2x, that's equal to these numbers over here, which represent tiles. So how many do you have? So which one of these is the same thing as this up here?
As what up there?
Okay, you have x times x equal to these number of tiles. So this is 1x, another x. So this is 2x. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tiles. So 2x is equal to 10, right?
Yes.
You see that? So this one represent that. So when you write an algebraic equation, it actually means something, and you have to know what it means. That one says 2x is equal to 10. And then you can, for this one, okay, for these, you can, all right. So let's look at, so which set of algebraic tiles represent this equation now? 5x plus 4 equals to 19. So you have to look for the one with 5x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As a matter of fact, look like all of them are 5x. But okay, plus 4. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. But it has to equal to 19. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4,
So
5,
the bottom one
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
is the bottom one.
It's the bottom one? All right. So this one, so this is one,
Yes.
2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and then this is 6. This is 6 and 6, 12, and 7. This is 19, right? Okay, so this one,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
yeah, why isn't it not lighting up? That's okay. All right. Oh, okay. It did figure up. Sorry. All right. So, all right. I'm looking for it to light up. So, all right. So that one is correct. All right, so let's look at now. Which equation does this set of algebraic tiles represent? You have minus x, and then you have, so sorry, the equations down here, the equations are down here, but this one you have minus x, okay? And then you have 2, 4, 7. So minus x plus 7, and that is equal to 8 and 3, 11. Which one represents that?
Um, mm, can you repeat?
Yeah, look at this. What equation down here represents what
Mm-hmm.
you have right here? This is minus x, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 7, and that is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Which one represents that?
Um, the third one?
Right. So this is minus x, because you have minus x right there, and then you have plus 7 when you count these
Yeah.
times 7, and that is equal when it comes to 11. So that's that one. Okay. Now the equation is 2x equal to minus 12. 2x equal to minus 12. So it can't be this one because there's no negative number here. 2x, let's count these. So this is 2x over here, x times x, okay? Sorry, x plus x. These mean
It was correct
x plus,
one?
hmm? And then this is minus 1, 2.
Wait, can you go more screen?
Can you repeat?
I
What?
can't see. Oh, yeah, I'm seeing now.
Okay. So 2x equal to minus 12. So which one of the algebraic tiles represent this equation?
Fourth one?
No, this one. Because no, it is minus 12. Minus 12. So this don't have a minus.
Okay.
This one have minus, right? So it is x plus x. And when you count up these negative numbers, you get minus 12, right? Agree?
Mm-hmm.
Agree?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. So the next one is minus 5x minus 9 equals to minus 29. So minus, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, okay, so you have minus 5x minus 9. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So minus 5x minus 9, that's equal to minus 29. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18,
Would
19.
be the first one?
This is the first one, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when you have an equation, an algebraic equation, it means something, okay? So, all right. So what you're going to do now, what equation does this set of algebraic tiles represent? What equation? If you're going to write this equation, how will you write
Mm,
it? So you have x minus x plus another minus x. So that's minus 2x, right? Right?
Yes.
And that is equal to,
Mm-hmm.
what?
1.
No, you have one tile plus another tile.
Oh, we're supposed to plus them. 2.
So that's equal to 2. All right, what about this one now? Let's write the equation for this. So you have x, so you have x, right? Plus minus
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. So that's minus 3, right?
Yes.
And that's equal, how many tiles you have over here?
4.
Minus 4 though. You can't leave out the sign. So it's minus 4. Minus
Yes.
4. Hmm?
Yes, minus 4.
Okay. You have to remember the signs are very important, so you can't leave out the signs. What about this? X plus x is 2x, and then that's
Two
equal to how
x
many tiles?
equal 3.
Hmm?
8.
That's equal to 8. So 2x is equal to 8. Let's look at this one now. You have 1x, 2x, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is 7x, right? Right?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus 7x plus 1, 2,
3.
3. And that's
Yes.
equal to what?
10.
10. So,
10.
all right. So 7x plus 3 equal to 10. What about this one? So you have x plus 1,
5.
5, and that's equal to
10.
hmm? Equal to what? 7.
7.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What about this one? You have, these are minus x's, so you have 1.
Minus 4.
So minus 4x. So minus 4x, right? Plus
That's 9.
9, and that's equal to
13.
13. Okay. All right. So this one is x plus 1,
1
and that's equal to
equal to
2.
2.
Right. What about this one? Okay.
4x.
So 4x plus 9 is equal to 13. So x is equal to what? So this one now you're actually going to solve the equation. So 4x you have 1, 2, 3, 4x plus 9. This is how you write it, is equal to 13.
Mm-hmm.
So to solve this equation, you take the 9 to the opposite side, right? So you're going to take this 9 over here. So it's going to become negative, right? So when you have
Yes.
a algebraic problem like this, or let me just write it out for you. You take all the numbers to one side. And so when you rewrite this equation, it becomes 4x and that's equal to 13. If you take the 9 to the opposite side, it becomes negative. So this is 13 minus 9 because you're going to take it to the opposite side. So this becomes negative 9 because you're moving the 9 from over here to here. So it changes sign. So 4x is equal to 13 minus 9 is what? 4, right?
Yes.
And then to get x, you divide each side by 4. So if you divide each side by 4, x is equal to 1, right?
Yes.
You see how, so the first thing to do is to move the number to the opposite side. It becomes negative. So 4x is equal to 4. To get what x equal to, you have to divide both sides by 4. So if you divide this side by 4, you get only x. If you divide 4 by 4, you get 1. So x is equal to 1. Is that correct? Are you following that?
Yes, I'm following that.
So x is equal to 1. All right, so what about this one now? So what they did is to give you the tiles to sort of simplify everything, all right? But you can do it without doing the tiles. So x plus 5 is equal to 8. So you move the number to the opposite side. So x is equal to 8. Okay, you're going to move 5 to the opposite side, it becomes minus 5, right? So
Yeah. So X would be what? 3?
3. So x is equal to 3.
Okay.
All right, so let's put in that. Let's look at this one now. If you have 4x equal to 12, so 4x is equal to 12, and you want to find x. The easiest way to find x is to divide both sides by 4, right? So you're going to have 4x equal to 12. If you divide both sides by 4, so if you divide this side by 4, anything you do to one side, you have to do it to the next side. If you divide this by 4, you have to
Okay.
divide this side by 4 too, in order to keep the equation the same. So 4 into 4 goes 1, cancel. So you get an x.
Um,
And then 12 into 4 goes 3, right?
yeah.
All right. All right, so let's 3. All right, 2x plus 3 is equal to 5. So again, you have to take all the numbers to one side. So 2x is equal to, if you take the 3 to the right hand side, it becomes negative. So it's 5 minus 3, right? So 2x is equal to 2. To get x, you divide both sides, so 2x is equal to 2. To get x, you divide this side by 2, and you have to divide the other side also by 2. So this 2 cancel, right? So you have x, and then 2 divided by 2 is 1, right?
1.
Right. This,
Yes.
okay. So we get 1 right here. All right, so 2x equal to 2. So you do the same thing. You divide both sides by 2. So divide both sides by 2 to get x. So you're going to divide this side by 2, and you're going to divide this side by 2. So your 2 cancel, and you get x, because 2 into 2 is 1. So x is equal to 1, right? Right?
Yes.
Okay. So x is equal to 1. All right, so this one is x plus 6 is equal to 12. So you're going to do the same thing, carry the numbers to one side. So x is equal to 12 minus 6. So 12 minus 6 is,
So 6 would be there.
yeah, so
6.
right. So 6. So x is equal to 6. All right, so this one now, x minus 5 is equal to minus 12. So let's write this on. So you carry all the numbers to one side. So x is equal to minus 7. Remember your signs. The signs are very important. So if you take minus 5 to the other side, it's going to become plus 5, right?
Yes.
So x is equal to minus 7 plus 5. That's minus 2, right? Minus 7 plus 5 is minus 2, right?
Yes.
Up, right? You see that? This minus,
Yes, I'm seeing.
so you follow it, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's erase this. All right, let's look at this now. So you're going to use the algebraic tiles to solve. All right, so this is the equation. Okay, so 6x minus 4 equal to minus 10. So again, the same thing have you been doing. All right, so 6x, you carry your numbers. So this is 6x. Carry the number on one side. All right, so we're going to take the minus 4 over here. So you're going to have minus 10, because you take the minus 4 to the other side, it becomes plus 4, right? So,
Yes.
hmm? So minus 10 plus 4 is minus 6, right? You follow so far? So this is 6x.
Yes.
6x. Now if you divide both sides by 6, you get x over on the left side. And you have to divide this side by 6. What you do on one side, you have to do it on the other. The same thing on the other side. So 6 cancel. 6 into 6 goes one time. So you're left with x. And minus 6 divided by 6, you get 1. But the sign here is minus, so it's minus 1. Right? Because 6 into 6 is 1, but the sign is negative, so it's minus 1. Follow that?
Yes.
So that's minus 1. All right, let's do this one now. Minus 2x is equal to 6. So all you do, let's write it over. So minus 2x is equal to 6. All right. So if you divide both sides by 2, so divide both sides by 2. All right, so minus 2x is equal to 6. If you divide both sides by 2, just divide both sides by 2. All right. If you divide both sides by 2, then this 2 cancel this 2, because 1, but you're left with a minus. Remember, do not leave off your signs. So minus x is equal to 6 divided by 2, that's 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So minus x is equal to 3. Therefore, x is equal to minus 3, right? You carry the sign. X is equal to minus 3, right? You see that?
I don't get the bottom part.
Wait, you got this part? You got this, right?
Yeah, I got the second, but not the bottom one.
Right. So if minus x is equal to 3, then x is equal to minus 3. Because, all right.
Oh.
All right, so what you do, if you multiply to get a positive, because they say what x, they ask you for x. So what you can do, you can multiply to get an x, you can multiply this by minus 1, right? If you multiply
Mm-hmm.
minus x by minus 1, you get a positive x, right? So if you have a minus 1 and you multiply your x by the minus 1, you have to do the same thing over here. So you have to multiply your 3 by minus 1. A minus times a minus is a positive. 1 times x is x. But 3 times minus
Mm-hmm.
1 is minus 3. This, whatever you do on one side, you have to do it on the other side because it's an equation. All right? So you follow that?
Uh,
Huh?
yeah.
So,
Yes.
so x is equal to minus 3. All right, so x is equal to minus 3. All right. All right, let's look at this one now. 3x plus 3 is equal to 9. So let's write it over. So 3x plus 3 is equal to 9. All right, so carry all the numbers on one side. So 3x is equal to 9. If you're going to take the 3 to the opposite side, you have to change the sign, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
that's 3x. 9 minus 3 is 6. So 3x is equal to 6. If you divide both sides by 3, so divide both sides by 3, 3 cancel 3, so you get an x. 6 into 3 goes 2, right? 6
Yes.
divided by 3 goes 2. All right, so the answer for x is 2. All right. What about this one? 6x plus 3 is equal to 9. So you just write it 6x. And when you're doing these problems, don't skip any step. Write out all the steps. Once you write out all the steps, your chance of making a mistake will be less. So 6x plus 3 equals to 9. So 6x, you're going to carry the 3 to the other side. 6x is equal to 9 minus 3, right? Because you take the 3 to the opposite
Yes.
side. So that is equal to 6. 9 minus 3 is 6. So your 6x is equal to 6. If you divide both sides by 6, remember what you do on one side, you have to do the same thing on the other side. So the 6 cancel the 6, so you have x, and your x is equal to 1. 6 divided by 6 is 1. So your x is 1. Follow? Following
Yes.
now? All right. All right. What about this one now? 2x is equal to 4. So again, you're going to write it out. 2x is equal to 4. So if you divide both sides by 2, whatever you do on one side, you have to do the same thing on the other side because it's an equation. So to keep the equation the same, you have to do the same thing you're doing on both sides. So if you divide 2 by 2, that's 1. So you get x is equal to 4 divided by 2, which is 2. All right. So x is equal to 2. All right. So let's look at this one now. All right. So minus x minus 8 equal to minus 7. So the same thing, you're going to just write it out. So minus x is equal to minus 7. You're going to bring your minus 8 to the right hand side. So you have to change the sign. So it becomes positive 8. Right? Once you
Mm-hmm.
move it from one side to the next, you have to change the sign. So minus x is equal to minus 7 plus 8. So your minus x is equal to 1, right? Right? If the,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but they ask you for positive x. So in order to get positive x, you have to minus 1 times minus x. because when you multiply a negative by another negative, you get a positive. In order to keep your equation, you have to do the same thing on this side. You're gonna have to you use your multiply your 1 by minus 1 again. So your negative times your negative is positive, so you get a positive x on the left hand side, and then over here is 1 times minus 1 is minus 1, because a minus times a positive is a negative is a minus. All right, on that. So your answer
Okay. Mm-hmm.
is minus 1. So all right, so this one now, 3x plus 2 is equal to minus 4. So again, the same approach. You don't have to change your approach. So 3x is equal to, carry all the numbers on one side, minus 4. You're going to move your plus 2 to the right hand side. So you have to change the sign. So your plus 2 now becomes minus 2. So 3x is equal to minus 4 minus 6, which is, sorry, minus 4 minus 2 plus minus 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
So divide both sides by 3 to get x. So in order to get x, you have to divide this side by 3. Or whatever you do to this side, you have to do the same thing over here. Divide this side by 3 too. So this 3 cancel. So x is equal to minus 6 divided by 3, which is minus 2. All right, minus 2. So x is minus 2. So x is minus 2. All right, so let's look at this one now. X minus 1 equal to 7. So again, you just write it out. Put all the numbers on one side, all the letters on the other side. So x is equal to 7. You're going to move your minus 1 to the right hand side so it becomes positive 1. The sign change when you move it to the other side. So x is equal to 7 plus 1 is 8, right? Are you
Yes.
following?
Yes, I'm following.
Okay. So x is equal to 8. All right, so do this. Let's do this one now. So again, the same approach for all of these problems. All right, so minus x, you leave your letter on one side and the numbers on the other side. So minus x, that's 1. 1 is already on the right hand side. You're going to move minus 3 to the right hand side. So you have to change the sign so it becomes positive 3. So minus x is equal to positive 4. But they ask you for x. They didn't ask you for minus x. What is x? So to get x, you have to multiply your minus x times minus 1 times minus 1 to get a positive x. And that's equal to 4. Whatever you do on one side, you have to do on the other side. So you're going to multiply your 4 by minus 1. So A negative times a negative is a positive, so you get a positive x. And 4 times minus 1 is minus 4. So x is minus 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So x is minus 4. All right. All right. So that was good. All right. So we gonna. You want us to go on to something a little bit more difficult?
Um, I'm going to look on the topics because I'm not sure if he's going to give us any more topic on this or he's going to move on to something else.
Well,
He spent like 2 weeks, no, he spent like 1 week on a topic or 3 days.
all right. Let's
Mm,
do a couple of these then, and all right. Solve for. All right. Let's do a couple of these, and then we can take a break. Um, let's see. So it's essentially the same thing. So you're going to solve for n. So the equation is 4 plus 2n equal to 8. So again, it's going to be the same approach, the same exact approach. All right, so let's write it out. All right, so you keep all the numbers on one side and the letters on one side. So if you're going to write this equation, um, it would be plus 2n. You can just leave, when it's plus, you can leave off the sign. Plus 2n is equal to 8. You're going to bring the numbers to the right hand side. If you're going to bring this positive 4 to the right hand side, it becomes a negative 4. So this 2n is equal to 8 minus 4, which is 4. And then if you divide both sides by 2, then you get n is equal to 2. N is equal to 2.
mhm.
So let's write that in. All right. What about this one? 1 equal to 3s minus 2. You're going to solve for s. So again, the same approach. All right. So you can, if you want to leave the 3s on the right hand side, you can leave it on the right hand side. If you want to bring it to the left hand side, whichever is easier for you. All right. Let's leave it on the.
Okay.
Let's leave it
Yeah.
on. You want us to leave it on the right hand side? Huh?
Yeah, you can leave it there.
All right. So let's leave it on the right hand side.
Yes.
So we're going to put the numbers on the left hand side. So we already have 1 on the left hand side. Okay. We're going to move this minus 2 to the left hand
Mm-hmm.
side. So you have to change the sign. So it becomes positive 2. Once you move anything from one side to the next side of the equation, you have to change the sign. So this minus 2 become positive 2. And then we have 3s on the right hand side. So we have 3s. All right. So 2 plus 1, that is equal to 3. And that's equal to
Mm-hmm.
3s. If you divide both sides by 3, then you get 1 is equal to S. Okay, because the 3 cancel the 3. Whatever you do on one side, you have to do on the other side. Just cancel that. So S is equal to 1, or 1 is equal to S, the same thing. So let's plug that in. All right. So let's do 2 more and then we can stop. All right. So this is now a little bit different. So Q over 2.
First I've seen this one.
Ah, it's the same approach.
First I've seen this one.
Right. It's the same approach. So don't
Oh.
get, when you see things like this, don't get flustered. The same approach. So you're going to solve for Q. Q over 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. So you do the same thing that I've been telling you. Keep the letters on one side. So Q over 2 is equal to 6. But you're going to take the 4 to the right hand side. So you have to change the sign. So, okay. So it becomes minus 4. So 6 minus 4 is 2. So you have Q over 2. Q over 2 equal to 2. To get Q, you have to multiply this by 2. So if you multiply this by 2, you get a Q. But you have to, whatever you do to this side, you have to do the same thing over there. So you multiply
Mm-hmm.
by 2. So this 2 cancels this 2, and you're left with Q. And then you have 2 times 2, that's 4. So Q is equal to 4. Right? You see that? You follow that?
Yes.
Okay. So Q is
Yes.
equal to 4. All right, so we do one more and then we stop. All right, the same approach, same approach. All right, so T over 4 minus 1 equal to 2. So T over 4, that's equal. So we keep the letters on one side, the number on the other side. So it is 2. You're going to take this minus 1 to the right, so it becomes plus 1. So it becomes plus 1. So T over 4 T over 4 is equal to 3. Right? Right?
Yes.
So to get T,
Mm-hmm.
you have to multiply it by 4. So if you multiply this by 4, you have to do the same thing over here. You have to multiply it by 4, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So 4 into 4 goes 1 time. So T is equal to 3 times 4, that's 12. Right?
Yes.
All right. So
Yeah.
all right. So that's 12. Okay. So all right. So we're gonna stop here.